I had a moment a few weeks ago. It was one of those moments that you know are coming because after all they're inevitable. However, when they come, they take you completely by surprise and they're not altogether welcome. Let me give you some context. I've been living in Kazakhstan for almost 6 years now. And one of the things which I love about your country, and believe me, there is many things which I love, is that whenever I go out on the street, whenever I'm in a public place, if strangers approach me for whatever reason, they always refer to me, from the very beginning, they've always referred to me as Молодой человек. I'd be walking along, just minding my own business, and someone would come over. Извините, Молодой человек. And I'd jump to attention and stick my chest out and smile and say, yes, that would be me. Can I help you? And inside I'm thinking, yeah, I still got it. Now, the moment in question that I'm talking about was on one of my weekly trips to the green market, a place which I visit quite often. Now, the green market is a place which I love because there is no quantity. There's so many sellers there that are very happy to stroke my ego. Молодой человек this, молодой человек that. Call me vain if you want, but you know, I like that. It's great for the ego. On this particular day, I was walking between the rows. Had my head down, I knew where I was going. And out of my peripheral hearing, I hear this word, Mushina. It was at a subconscious level. So I just kept on walking, I ignored it. And then there was another Mushina. After the second or third time, I stopped and I looked around, half expecting to see some old Kazakh man with his pointed felt hat walking in my shadow. But there was no one. Right at this time, I noticed, just over to the side, there was a young Uzbek man who was exalting the virtues of his bright yellow, large bananas. And as he said the word Mushina, he looked me directly in the eye. It was at that moment that I realised what was happening. More to the point, I realised what had happened. But I wasn't quite ready to accept it. Not just yet, in any case. So I went on with purpose. I went on to find those sellers that I knew would respect me, like they always did. I went on to find those sellers who knew the 5-year rolling script that they always followed, in order that my ego could be restored. I never found them. And to this day, I have never found them. They cease to exist. What is the moral of my story here, you may ask? Let me tell you. Time and aging doesn't wait for anybody. When we're young, we think we have all the time in the world to do whatever it is that we have to do. But then one day, out of the blue, Father Time, who's been hiding in the shadows, will sneak up and tap you on the shoulder. After all, yesterday I was Молодой человек. Today it seems I am ready. Mushina. What is tomorrow? Dedushka? And then it will be too late. The problem you see is that our generation will most probably live until we are 100 years old. And what that means is this period of old age that we'll be in maybe will last for some 30 or 40 years. And unless we prepare ourselves for this period of time, we may find ourselves living in a way which we're not accustomed to, living in a way which, frankly, we do not like. So we have to prepare ourselves. There are two aspects I think. Two main aspects. The first one is health. As we get older, naturally, we get frailer, we get weaker, we get sicker. That's natural progression. Our body is simply saying it's had enough. It's during this period that we're actually paying for the excesses that we enjoyed when we were younger. So we need to look after ourselves earlier on. We need to look after ourselves when we can, when we are able to. Because when you're walking up that flight of stairs, before you get to the top, you're short of breath because you didn't look after your diet, or you didn't look after your weight, or you made bad lifestyle choices. It is then too late to worry. The second thing is money and your ability to be able to afford to live in that period at the end of your life. Unfortunately, today's generation, today's society is they live in a period where they earn money and then they spend it just as quickly. Some people even borrow money to spend money. This creates problems which only are seen later on. Because like health, your ability to earn money deteriorates with age. So you have to look after your financial situation and think about savings and investing maybe a little bit rather than spending all the time. You have to think about this earlier on. Because when you get your pension and you find that the recent devaluation has actually half the amount of money which you have in your hand, and you think to yourself, how the hell am I going to pay the bills? It's then too late to worry. I want to leave you just with a simple message today. Something that maybe you can take home and think about in the next couple of days. Today, you have choices. Everyone in this room. Today, you still have time. Do not procrastinate and do not become complacent. Because Father Time is waiting, even though you think that maybe He's a long way off. And soon, He will tap you on the shoulder too. And also, you must understand that your actions today produce seeds that are reaped tomorrow for good or for bad. Respect your mind and your body, and respect your money.